Dennis here from PrimeTraders.com, and in this video I'm going to be going over how I condition my mind for trading success every single day. Now we're going to go into a PowerPoint and I'm going to showcase exactly what I do, but before anything, what I have is I have blank sheets of paper sitting on my desk right here at all times. The most important things go on my little board here on the side and then one over there because I sometimes look this way because my screen is here and here. The most important thing is a little formula that I go over. Now you guys are going to go over this with me in a PowerPoint, and what I go over every morning to condition my mind for success in trading is I go over my risk management, my profit targets, my mindset, basically what I focus on, which is create daily trading plan, use unique tactics, blah blah blah, what I need to do, such as create a watch list, how I create the watch list, and my entry. So I go over all of these things every single morning to make sure I'm on the right side of the market. You guys are going to learn exactly how I do it, and hopefully you're going to replicate this. Now I decided to share this video with the general public and put it on our blog because it's really important. Normally, the daily primers are shared in our trading community where you need to pay to join. It's a premium and exclusive membership to our community and information. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's go into the PowerPoint right now. So it's time to show you exactly how I condition my mind for trading success every day. Welcome officially to this daily primer. Let's go straight into it. Boom. Now, daily watch list. The first thing I do when it comes to trading is to create a complete watch list for the day ahead. That means I go onto my charts and check the daily and the 4-hour first. What I do is I check the daily and then the 4-hour. I have TradingView separated on my big screen and I get to see everything. And I start with Euro USD, GBP USD, check out the majors, go to the minors, go to the exotics, go to the indices, go to the commodities, do the DXY, which is the US dollar index, pretty much everything else. Now, in order to do this well and increase my edge in the markets for the day, I need to apply all of my tools, and they are multiple time frame analysis using the PPF process. The PPF process is the three pyramids you see as our logo, which represent the past, the present, and the near future. Now, when I say multiple time frame analysis, I'm talking about checking the daily, the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and even the 30 minutes if need be, but that's only for entries. Generally, I check the daily and the 4-hour, and when I find something interesting, then on my trading terminal, I actually check the 1-hour chart and maybe the 30 minutes. But my process is basic. I go over the past, I locate the key trading levels, I find the trends and the phases of the market. That's for the past. For the present, I check current price action. I check my tools, which is the EMA 13, RSI 13, and Dow Chain Channels 30. I locate key trading levels. I look at the candles on the 4-hour. I go over the market themes, and I check the short-term momentums. Where is price going? Where are the lower lows and the lower highs? Where are the higher highs and the higher lows? Where is the trend? Now for the future, I check the news, the probabilities of price action, and the probabilities of the market theme. So once I'm done with the multiple time frame analysis using the PPF process, I go over all the news for the day and the week that could affect the specific assets in my watch list. So if I'm trading the dollar, I'll check the speeches by central bankers, any testimonies, any major news such as retail sales, NFP, and so forth. And I map all of that out and I put alarms for it. For pretty much, I'm waiting for that 1 hour ahead. I get alarms using, you can do that using investing.com on your phone and then just set an alarm and you'll basically get a notification. Finally, I understand what market team is actually governing the markets and the probabilities that could arise. So let's say the coronavirus, what would happen if we get a death in the US? What would happen if a cure is found? And so forth and so forth and so forth. And I map these probabilities out using those papers you've seen on my desk. And I just put in the middle coronavirus, and then I just write all the negatives and the positives of it. And then I think, okay, what could happen in the soonest time? On my weekends, I like to check previous, let's say, viruses and how they affected the market, such as SARS, the swine flu, and so forth. but that's my thing. I like to be the best at what I do. Now, once all of this is done, I then move to the 1 hour chart and the 30-minute chart to locate my entry. But before I enter, and guys, before I even complete this analysis, I need to condition my mind and go over my trading checklist. So let me explain that right now. Now, on the risk management side, what I do is I prepare today's risk based on the position sizing. Whether that's going to be a conservative approach, a moderate approach, or an aggressive approach is totally up to me, but I need to stick into my position sizing and know exactly what I'm doing for the London session, and then before the New York opens, I do the same thing again. I also go over my profit targets based on the percentage. What is today's profit percentage target? So I can just get out of the markets and not sit on my screen all day long. So if my profit target percentage is, let's say, 3% for the day, which would be, let's say, 300 euros or dollars or pounds on a 10K account, well, when you get it, you can just move away. If that's what, pays the bills, then let it pay the bills. Unless there is something really good going on, then don't miss out on it. Now, for my mindset boost, I review my trading goals. I'll show you that later on, not right now, not in this session. This is going out to the public, so I don't want to go over exactly what I'm after. No need for that. But I review my trading goals, such as by the first day of June, which is the halfway period for the year, I'll have this much, I'll make this much, and I'll do it by doing this. And it's basically like a little prayer, you might say, or whatever you might call it. I read it out every single day and I condition my mind to focus on that. Secondly, I focus on the weekly ROI of my 6.5%. And if I continue to do that week in, week out and make my 6.5%, I'm going to be at six figures very quickly, starting with 10K in January 1st and going to December 29th, 30th, 31st, and do my 6.5% for 52 weeks. I'm looking at six figures, which is great. Next up, I basically condition my mind to trade what I see and not what I think. So I can easily reverse a trade idea. I'm short on gold and I can very quickly reverse it to a buy and then maybe reverse it into a sell and then maybe into a buy. It's reactive and proactive trading. And it pays the bills for me and makes me money. So it's great. Next, I really focus on really sticking to structured position sizing because as a trader, my two biggest problems were stacking positions. So I would think I was right and I would fill that ego in and I would just stack boom, 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 and I'd go bust. And the other part was over trading. So those were really the biggest problems I had with trading, and they're settled by using structured position sizing. So what I did was I found the biggest problem I face in trading, and once I found it, I created a solution for it. When you have a problem, the way to deal with that problem is to create a solution, and structured position sizing is my solution. Then finally, I go over my no emotions mantra. I basically condition myself not to get excited, even if I make 5,000 euros in 20 minutes. I don't want to be jumping around and saying, hoorah, hoorah. Fuck that. There's no emotions. This is a job for me, and it's totally normal for me to make big amounts of money and control my risks and get out of trades quicker and so forth and so forth. Finally, when and how to enter a trade. Well, this is pretty simple. Once I condition my mind and do my multiple time frame analysis, and if the pattern is valid, then I get in. But if the pattern is valid only on the 4-hour chart, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the 4-hour candle close and see how price action has behaved. But generally, what I will do is wait for the 1-hour or 30-minute candle confirmation to enter a trade. What I'm telling you here is I wait for the close of the candle, either the 4-hour or the 1-hour or the 30 minutes. The good thing is the 4-hour, when that one closes, the 30-minute and the 1-hour both close. So you get to check them both and see if there is a confirmation. The main thing here is to be selective and weed out bad trades and increase the odds of me being on the right side of the market. And by doing the candlestick close, that helps me. Hopefully this primer has helped you. And if you stick to what I'm telling you here, believe me, you're going to be a very wealthy trader. So fucking do it.